Yoga is not magic, sword swallowing or crystal gazing, but it's the art of super living as discovered by the ancient sages of India in 1500 BC. 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 In 1500 BC.
Ananta Vai Vedaha. By the mid of 18th century, Britishers had already conquered the entire land mass of India. They had defeated and subjugated the all royal kingdoms and now were the sole ruler of Indian subcontinent. But soon they realized that conquering the land of India was easy, but conquering the people of India will not that be easy. The source of strength for Hindu civilization comes from a very ancient tradition. This ancient tradition has kept the Hindu civilization alive even after centuries of war, invasion and genocides. Britishers realized that they will not be able to keep India under the chain of colonial rule for a long period of time. If they want to establish their rule in India forever, they need to get rid of this complex tradition and culture. Vedas are the root of entire Hindu civilization, and if you cut this root, the tree of Hindu civilization will fall eventually. India must be conquered again, but this time through religion and education. And this must happen automatically. A seed of confusion against the Vedas must be planted, and the caste lines must be redrawn to keep Hindus divided. First, they introduced laws to ban the traditional education system of Vedas, and in parallel, they built their own education institutes through which they started a propaganda movement to translate the Vedas in a corrupt way, and then introduce this corrupt translation to the upcoming generation of Hindus. The core objectives of this education system was to make Hindus believe that Vedas are brutal, primitive, violent text which lacks spirituality. Vedic rituals promote materialism and superstition. Vedas are the source of caste division and discrimination. In summary, Vedas are the source of all social evils in Hindu society. When they started translating the Vedas, they were baffled by this very question: who wrote Vedas and when? For example, the Bible was written by the disciples of Jesus as a collection of his teachings approximately 2000 years ago. The Quran was written and compiled around 7th century by the followers of Muhammad. The logic is very clear. If the book is there, there must be an author. But this logic somehow is not applicable to Vedas, because traditionally Hindu recognize Vedas as authorless and timeless, Anadi and Apurusheya. There is not a single person, a guru, or even a god who can be identified as the author of Vedas. So if there is no author, then how did Vedas came into existence? To build the historicity of Vedas and to solve this logical problem, Western historians created a false theory of Aryan invasion. According to this theory, Vedas were created by a group of migrating people who called themselves as Aryans. They migrated to India around 1500 BC from Central Asia, and their collective religious work later on was compiled in the form of Vedas. It has been 200 years now since this theory was first postulated, but till today there is no concrete scientific and archaeological evidence to support this theory. Historians also use another way to find the age of Vedas, which is based on linguistic analysis. From this linguistic analysis, it was assumed that Sanskrit was created 4000 years ago from a common group of languages called Proto-Indo-European languages. This fits into the plan of dating Vedas again to 1500 BC. historians had this strange compulsion to date Vedas within the biblical timeline. However, there are plenty of astronomical observations, such as the position of stars and constellations, geographical records, such as the existence of Grand Saraswati River, seasonal records, cultural records within the Vedas, which suggest that they are much older than 1500 BC. All these records were notoriously overlooked by historians who dated Vedas. A Western mind somehow was unable to comprehend the idea of Vedas being in existence 15,000 years ago. But the actual problem here is not the date of Vedas, whether it is 1500 BC or 15,000 BC. Both of the approaches are incorrect from traditional point of view. We need to shift from Western perspective to Vedic perspective to understand how and why Vedas are called Anadi and Apaurusheiya, timeless and authorless. If you remove these two features of Anadi and Apaurusheiya from Vedas, the moment you put a date stamp on the Vedas, they lose their sanctity and meaning. The entire framework of Vedic civilization will collapse immediately. We need to know both culture and religion of Hindus is so deeply mixed that it is impossible now to separate these two from the lens of their origin and historicity. If we look back in time, the culture appears to be propagating the Vedas, and Vedas appears to be propagating the culture as civilization kept evolving. But one thing is sure, as far as we can go back in the past, we can find the traces of Vedas in the Hindu civilization. Vedas predates everything that is there in the collective memory of Hindus. Vedas are the oldest religious records in the world, or perhaps they could be the first one.
Agnimede purohitam yajyasya deva mritvijam hotaram ratnadatamam Agnit purve virrishi viridyono tanairuda sadevaye avakshade.
In the very first hymn, the second mantra of Rig Veda, Rishi Madhuchand Vishwamitra declared the historicity of Vedas as, O Agni, you are adored by the ancient rishis, and you are adored by the new ones too. It is clear from this mantra that Rishi Madhuchand Vishwamitra refers to a very ancient tradition of Vedas that pre-existed before him. It means that he was not the first rishi in the line. There was not a single incident where Vedas were revealed to a one particular rishi in one particular moment. Rather, tradition speaks of various rishis who preceded Vedas over a very long period of time. It could have been in generations. How long that period could have been there, it is impossible now to tell. All the models of historical and linguistic analysis will fail to describe which ancient tradition of Vedas Rishi Madhuchand Vishwamitra here is referring to. From the traditional point of view, it is said that Vedas pre-existed in nature as primordial knowledge, and rishis, in their deep meditation, discovered this primordial knowledge and recorded them in the form of sounds. Just as Newton discovered gravity, he did not create gravity. Same way, rishis discovered Vedas but did not create Vedas. This is the reason why rishis are called as mantra drashta, the seers of mantra, not the author of mantra. So how Vedas can pre-exist in nature? To understand this, we need to learn the framework of Vedic cosmology and the nature of creation from Vedic perspective. The first principle in Vedic cosmology is that there is no beginning and end to this creation, which means the universe endlessly goes into the cycle of creation and destruction again and again. In this Vedic cosmology, there are three entities. The first one is the material universe, which we call as nature and Prakriti. The second are the Jivas, the living beings who takes part in the cycle of life and death. And there is a third entity who supervises the entire act of creation and destruction. We call him as Ishvara. In the moments of creation, all these three entities appeared from a single undivided state. That state is known as Brahm. At the end of cycle, all these three entities fall back into the Supreme Brahm again. During the moments of creation, Vedas appeared from Ishvara, as mentioned in Purusha Sukta of Rig Veda, Tasmat Yagyat Sarvahuta Richah Samani Jajire Chandasi Jajire Tasmat Yaju Tasmat Ajayata. In the cosmological Yajna, Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Vedic meters, Yajurveda appeared from the Purusha. So how did Vedas appear from Purusha, and what is the relation between Vedas and Ishvara? In the Vedic literature, the nature of Vedas is defined as the breath of Ishvara. Just as breathing is inseparable from the person who is breathing, the same way Vedas are inseparable from the Ishvara. Vedas reject the one who knows them different from the Brahm itself. Just as Ishvara is without beginning and end, same way his breath, which is the Vedas, are also without beginning and end. That's why they are called Anadi, timeless. Just as the person who is breathing does not create his breath at any point in time, similarly, even the Ishvara did not create Vedas at any point in time. They appeared along with him. At one point in time, during the human evolution, rishis in their state of meditativeness develop this capacity so that their mind can resonate with the universe. In that moment of resonance, Vedas appeared to them in the form of primordial sounds. Those primordial sounds were fashioned into the speech, and that speech gave birth to language. Sanskrit did not give birth to Vedas. On the other hand, the Sanskrit was created as a vessel to store and preserve the primordial sounds in the form of mantras. From Vedas came the organ of speech, and from the organ of speech came the language. From language came Sanskrit into existence. That's why the theory of linguistics to assume the date of Vedas based on the age of Sanskrit is wrong. One of the biggest mistakes that people make here is to assume that Vedas are some sort of a teaching or word of God in the form of a book. Vedas in general are considered as a collection of primordial mantras in the form of suktas. But that's only the physical manifestation of Vedas. There are three main manifestations of Vedas. The first is the organ of speech, which is Rig Veda. The second is mind, which is Yajur Veda. And third is prana, which is Sama Veda. So it is clear that Vedas are not some sort of a book. But if they are not a book, then what exactly are the Vedas? Esham bhutanam prithvi rasa. Earth is the essence of all living beings. Prithivya apo rasa. Water is the essence of earth. Apamaushadhyo rasa. Plants are the essence of water. Aushadhinam purusho rasa. Man is the essence of all plants. Purushasya vagraso. Speech is the essence of man. Vacha ragas. Rig Veda is the essence of speech. Richah samarasa. Sama Veda is the essence of Rig Veda. Saman udgito rasa. Om is the essence of Sama Veda. Om is the Veda through which everything is known. This is the reason why Hindus says Vedas are endless, eternal and non-human. For us, Vedas are not a book or a word of God, but a physical manifestation of the God Himself in the form of sounds. This primordial sound was preserved through oral tradition for thousands of years. It is much later in human history that they were put into the form of a book. The age of the book is not going to tell you the age of the sound. We need to understand Vedas are imperishable. Racho Akshare Parame Vayoman. Far away from this universe, beyond the primordial space, there exists the imperishable Vedas. Om Tat Sat. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe to the channel. Your support will help us to put more such videos in the future. Dhanyavad.